I am live. The internet tells me that I am live. Hello world. Will anyone show up? That is the question. So I am going to tweet that I am live. I'll go to the Twitters. None of that Mastodon rubbish. And continue as Dave. Yeah. No, sign in to not signed in. That sucks. Hey Jake. Jake's first. Hang on. People watching. Wow. There you go. I am, whoa. I can't see myself. There's a delay. Gary, you are second. No, you weren't, Gary. Sorry, you were third. Maddie was second. Then Will. Okay, yeah, okay, you realise you were third. And you need a new handle, TGFC. Hey, LMO Engineering. Morning. It is still morning. It is 5 to 11. You have to remind me I have to leave. I have to be home at 11:15. Very strict, very strict. 11:15. Which camera am I using? That one. Yeah, 11:15. She who must be obeyed, orders. She's going to play tennis, and I have to, which means that I've got to leave. It takes me, it's a bit more than 5 minutes to get home, actually. Depends on traffic and stuff. So, alloy handles for the win. Yeah, I was stunned. There was an extra clip which I didn't include because I was trying to get that Siglent video. That's he's talking, those who don't know, Andy Mouse is talking about my latest Siglent video that I just released this morning. And there was an extra clip where I was trying to get the thing apart and I couldn't, and I thought, surely those screws on the handle don't make a difference. And yep, they did. So yeah, because I edited that video so it was just under 30 minutes. It ended up being, 10 seconds under 30 minutes or something. So yeah, I edited that bit out. But yeah, alloy handles. I was very surprised by that. Couldn't believe it. I thought, why is that? I didn't even realize when I was handling it, because I only just took it out of the box, So I didn't really notice it when I was handling the thing, that they were alloy handles. And I saw the screws on the back and it still didn't register because I'm so used to every single scope having plastic handles. It just didn't register me until I couldn't get the thing apart and I thought, it can't be those screws on the back of the handles. And then I undid them and I went, these are machine screws. These got threaded metal inserts. And then no, they were tapped holes in the alloy handles. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, well done. Well done, Foxabillo. ESP32 is 8 so far today. Isn't that like the world's remaining stock of ESP32s? Oh, no, no, that's the STM32s, right? The ST ones, the ESP32s. Why are you blowing them up? I can understand one, maybe two. Once you get to that point, you go, you start scratching your head and going, well, okay, I've got to solve that before I plug in another one. Yeah, I was surprised. That Siglent scope is made well. No wonder it was 3 times the cost of the Rigol. Hang on, my other video's going. Yeah, there we go. I'll shut the guy up. Yep. Oh. Yeah, but yeah, they've gone for a different, like, Rigol went the, this is where, like, Siglent and Rigol have suddenly diverged. Usually they're, like, neck and neck, you know, battling it out. And, no, Rigol with this 12-bit HD one, have Rigol, can somebody give me a fact check? Do Rigol have another 12-bit scope? Sorry, do Siglent have another 12-bit scope, like a cheaper one? Is that their cheapest 12-bit scope, like true 12-bit scope? Because, yeah, like, Rigol's cheapest 12-bit scope is $999. That's for 4 channels. It's even cheaper if you only want 2 channels. It's only like $699 or something. It's a pretty powerful beast. Like, yeah. Yeah, sure, like, the Siglent is better. There's no doubt about it. But, like, is it 3 times price better? I don't know. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, I haven't even powered it up yet. I don't even know, like, I don't even know its capabilities. I haven't even read the data sheets or anything for it, really. Don't know anything about it. I just thought I just got the urge to do a teardown video, so I did. 12-bit seems low, so slow compared to bench meters, though. Are you talking about a multimeter? Very different beast. It's bandwidth. It's bandwidth. You know, you can get a 24-bit analog to digital converter, but it's only going to work at kilohertz, you know. Oh, the HVP70 differential probe ever be back in stock? Eventually, I just yesterday or the day before, Sapphire got back to me. Like, I ordered new ones. I went, can I purchase more? You know, give me an ETA for new units. I purchased a whole bunch of new units. And they said, oh, sorry, we're going through like a company reorganization or something. I don't know what that means. I know that they were sold. Sapphire was sold. I don't know who they sold to, but Sapphire sold to somebody. This was 2 years ago, maybe? Yeah, the original owner of Sapphire, he wanted to retire. I don't remember his name, but he wanted to retire. He's the one who designed the first Sapphire probe, first Sapphire differential probe. He designed it himself, I believe. And yeah, and it was great. And then, you know, everyone thought, oh, this is fantastic. And then all the big names rebadged it. Yeah, LaCroix and others, they all rebadged Sapphire differential probes because this guy, you know, was just really good at differential probe design. You know, it was really tweaked very well. And yeah, so he decided to retire, I believe, a couple of years back, and they did find a buyer for it. And like, they weren't sure at the time. They weren't, like, at the time I was worried because they couldn't guarantee me that they'd still be able to make them for me, whether or not the new owner would still want to sell me a customized unit or not, or whether or not they'd scrap that design or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, that was up in the air, but it turns out they did keep on selling it to me after the sale. I believe the sale went through. And they kept on selling it to me. Now they're saying they're having a reorganization. I don't know what that means. But they said, we can't, basically bottom line is we can't supply you for a couple of months. So yeah, like a couple of months before they even get around to it. It's not like they took my order and went, okay, we will do it. Because usually like it's a month or 2 lead time, right? From when you place your order, because they don't keep them in stock. So they custom make them for you. And they just went, yeah, like they didn't even take my order, really. They just said, you know, get back to us in a couple of months. We've got a reorg. So, yeah. And then the other weird, all this weirdness is happening. I was going to say Siglent. Micsig, who, yes, this thing. The DP1007, which is the one that I was going to replace the Sapphire probe with. Okay, I was going to replace the Sapphire probe with this because this is much cheaper. But it turns out that they designed this. This DP10007 model is specifically designed at my request. I gave them the specs and I went, I want the same specs as the Sapphire probe. Can you do it at a lower cost? And they went away and said, well, we'll try. And that's when they designed this, the DP10007. And so they sent me a sample of it, and it didn't meet its common mode rejection ratio. You've seen I've done videos on this. It didn't meet its common mode rejection ratio spec. So I went, hey, what's going on here? I don't want to order them until you've sort of sorted that out and fixed it. And so they went back and said, okay, we'll investigate. They and a year later, they still hadn't gotten back to me. Like, I asked them several times, where's it at? And they still just basically ignored me and went, well, and they just started selling it. Like, you know, which is fine. It's their design. It's not like it was an exclusive agreement or anything. It was just went, hey, can you supply? Because they had another model which didn't have the same specs as the Sapphire. So it's the same as this, except this is a 10-to-1 probe, a switchable 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 10-to-1. Sorry, times 10 times 100. Times 10 times 100. So, yeah. And anyway, so the story is, Sapphire, Micsig. So I went, they've got a new current probe, right? I was going to carry their current probe. And I said, like, it's a real high-speed one, like 50 or 100 meg current probe. It's really expensive, but I can make a real good margin on it. People are waiting on the EEVblog forum with bated breath for me to get this, because apparently I can sell it way cheaper than anyone else. I don't know why, but yeah. And so I said, I asked them, look, I'd like to order this current probe. Can you send them to me? And they went, oh no, sorry, our entire R&D team, the entire R&D team at Micsig is working on their new optical fiber probe, because they've got a rip-off design of the Tech InstaView. No, not InstaView, the Tech IsoView. Is it called? The Tech IsoView probe. It's a optically, as in fiber optically isolated high voltage probe. And so they've stopped development essentially on, at least for now, on the regular current probe, because all their R&D resources are tied up with this new high voltage probe, which they think they may even stop selling these. I don't know, but they seem very excited by the prospect of this fiber optic high voltage probe. Like, as in, I got the hint that, oh, if we can crack this, no one will be buying these anymore. Everyone will be buying the fiber optic probes. So yeah, it's interesting. So I can't even buy either of these bloody things. No, I don't. No, I don't have a full-time employee. David Ledger left several years back. He's doing his own design consultancy. Nope. No, it sort of, I work better alone. It didn't really work out. It was just an experiment. It was really just an experiment. So, yeah. Maybe it would work, because the thing, David too was like, he was basically too good. He was like too good to work as just, a design lackey at the EEVblog. And, and in the end, he, it was, it just didn't work out. So, which, he spent a couple of years here. But he didn't like doing content. That was one of the things. I thought he would. I thought he would enjoy doing the content, but turns out he didn't end up enjoying doing the content. So that was another thing, reason why. But yeah, he's got off to his own design consulting. I haven't caught up with him in a while. Hope he's doing all right. I'm sure he is. Does AI scare you or excite you? Both. I've done a video on it. I'm thinking about doing more videos on it. Yeah, it scares the shit out of me. And I'm thinking, how am I going to capitalize on it? I would actually love to do a brainstorming live show. Don't want to do it now, because I haven't got enough time. It could take hours. So yeah, like how I can capitalize on it. I did a Twitter poll the other day about asking people if you'd like to see me do content actually interacting and doing AI stuff. Like, you know, doing images and doing text, you know, can it do electronics related stuff and things like that. And 33, I believe about a third of my audience said, yep, they would watch that content. Another third said, I don't care. And another third said, no, don't waste your time doing that shit. Please just keep up your regular content. So, I don't know. So it sounds like the majority wouldn't care if I did some AI content. No one wanted it on a separate channel, though. No one wants separate channels. Separate channels are... Oh, I just realized I got the amp hour branding up here. The amp hour branding. I can change my branding. Hang on. I can change my branding. Look, old school amp hour logo. Where's the EEVblog logo gone? Oh, sorry. I'm in the wrong... Oh! That's why I'm in the wrong... yeah, I'm in the completely wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. Branding. EEVblog. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments here? Would you like to see me do some like AI content where I interact with AI and do stuff? Hey, off-grid Aussie prepper. Live stream again. Yeah, haven't done a live stream for a while. There's just been family things, you know, school, you know, kids' sport on the weekend has started up again, so I don't often get the Saturdays anymore. So, and this weekend's full. Yep, this weekend's absolutely chocker. Toto Crafting has a problem. One of the channels is leaking to the other, but not vice versa. Continuity check and no shorts. How odd. That's interesting. Wow. As in the content of one channel is leaking to the other, not just noise in one channel? That's interesting. If anyone's got any ideas, let Toto know. Truth alert, what? Yeah, brainstorming AI is great. Is there money to be made? But what? Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like not so much money to be made, although there is, definitely. If you can get on anything AI, get on it. The bandwagon's just starting. There'll be tons of money thrown at it. If you're involved in an AI startup or something, you're almost guaranteed to get some money out of it. Guaranteed. For the love of God, not another channel steering away from their focus. What channels have been jumping on the GPT-3 bandwagon? Is there any specific channels? I've noticed that a few have popped up, like dedicated new channels I've never heard of. Yeah, the Midjourney thing is fascinating. I actually now pay for, I'm on the paid plan for Midjourney and the ChatGPT OpenAI thing. I watched an absolutely amazing, if you use the beta version of OpenAI, there's a programming interface where you can get it to generate code live, and in another window, it will run like a an emulator thing, so it'll emulate your Python code. And there's a video of this guy just writing a game, like in 5 minutes, and he had a Space Invaders game, like within minutes, and it was just running all in the ChatGPT window. It's really amazing. Wow. Better catch up on the chat again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Christoph. AI is not going away. Either adapt or get left behind. Do some content on it. Yeah, I feel as though I should do some content on it. So I shouldn't even ask in the poll. I should just do some content on it. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, I guess they don't. It'll show in the stats. Yeah, I'm just curious to know if anyone's got any like novel ideas of how I can use AI, like for my channel. I don't know about recent tools that National Instruments is rolling out. Sorry, I don't keep up to date on NI stuff. Haven't looked at NI stuff for donkey's years. Don't know. Yeah, well, I floated with the idea of like rehiring another lab gopher, so to speak, who could help make content and stuff. But one of the problems is just don't have the room. You know, I mean, like, shit. Look, I just don't have the room. I don't have the room, right? This office cubicle, there's Larry. G'day, Larry. And, yeah, so there is room for Larry, I guess. But, like, I don't have room. My desk is just behind the wall there, right? And there is a desk next to it. So technically there are two desks. But I don't want to be sitting next to somebody, like, I don't know. And then the problem with having someone here is you end up spending half the time chatting to them, you know, and nothing ever gets done. Then again, I guess it makes no difference. Either I have someone here to chat to and nothing gets done, or I spend my time on Twitter and YouTube and nothing gets done. So I guess, you know, but I did flirt with the idea. Like somebody who can like keep the lab organized, somebody who can also make content as well. Because I think, yeah, I don't know about making products. It's like, I think you have to, the problem with making products is you've really got to have a focus on it. You know, it's like, you've got to do that full time. You know, you've both got to be dedicated to it full time, I think. You know, you can't half-ass it, really. I don't think so anyway. Maybe you can. I don't know. I've been thinking about it. But, I don't know. I don't know. It's too easy. It's too easy to say, just continue what I'm doing. You know, I just enjoy hanging out in my lab on my own. Just bumming around the lab. The messy lab that I'm never going to tidy up. You know, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about like getting some student in or something to spend like a week or two here and just like organize the shit out of this lab. Who thinks that's a good idea? But then again, they'd, you know, every 5 minutes they'd be going, where do you want this? Where does this belong? Does this belong with it? Like I need somebody to sort of like autonomously do it. But then I can't have them in here and not talk to them all day. I'm just like, you know, it's not like I can lock the door to my, you know, cubicle and and just let them clean up all day. You know, it feels rude. So yeah, I've wondered. So who thinks that's a good idea or a bad idea to get someone in to try and clean up the lab? Am I better off just spending a week doing it myself? Because then I'll get what I want, or not. Snap poll. Hire someone in to clean up the lab or not. Organize the lab. Never put off till tomorrow what you can put off till the day after. Work experience kid. Yeah, well, I've had several work experience kids before. I've had 2 or 3 work experience kids in here before. But that's like different. I don't want a work experience kid. I want somebody who's a hobbyist and knows their stuff, you know, and can sort of like go, yep, this belongs with this, and you know. when I got David to clean up the lab, I was going away for a week, and I said, oh yeah, like reorganize and tidy up the lab, and he did not take that kindly. And I don't blame him, really. Like, as I said, it was a bit beneath him, I think, to actually clean up the lab. So yeah, I need like a, I don't know, a teenage TAFE student hobbyist or something, I don't know, something like that. No, my kids, no, I need someone with knowledge. I need someone with hobby knowledge of what stuff is, and, having a newbie around sounds like it could make for some fun content. Yeah. Paid organisers are great when you need your closet or home done. Absolutely not any good for your workshop. We have problems with our cat bringing in French maid. Yeah, Mrs. EEVblog would not be impressed. Would I be okay with someone touching my stuff? Probably not. See, because I know where shit is. But if it's organised, like, yeah, the odds of them organise it the way I want it organised is difficult. Because then you'll know where shit is. Yeah, off-grid Aussie prepper. Yeah, bad idea. Yeah, because then you'll know where shit is. Yeah, I should just take a week off and just do it. Teach my own kids to do it? No, it's not their thing. And they're too young. Like, they don't have the attention span. Like, they're too young to know what actual work is. They're too young to know what, like, okay, let's spend all day working here and do it. Like, no, they get bored. They're too young. Hire somebody, Jody, hire somebody who has watched so much of your videos that they can answer any question you throw at them and why certain things are where they are. Yeah, exactly. I need someone who's seen my content, who's kind of like familiar with the lab and familiar with the way I do shit. Yeah, you work a root user. Don't know how to pronounce that. Your work area is so custom to you in terms of quickly accessing stuff. Maybe someone could help you out, but they're not going to be of any use on their own. Yeah, I totally agree. Somebody could help, but I don't know if it's worth it. Ask the wife. You don't know Mrs. EEVblog. Take one viewer a week at random and get them to make content and tidy up. No, I haven't spoken with Dave too in a while. I need to catch up. Hire someone from the forum. It could turn into the EEVblog's version of The Apprentice and make a spectacle of how bad it works out. Yeah, me just raging that I can't find anything because they've organised it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this comment I've had pinned. I've always wondered what happens if you somehow apply machine learning to FPGAs. What circuits would come of it? Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to see. I'm going to make an effort to try and do ChatGPT to do electronicsy stuff. And yeah, I wondered if it could actually do, can it do VHDL or Verilog? I don't know. I've never even tried it. I don't have my login on this computer, I don't think. So I don't think that's gonna, we couldn't do it live right here, but yeah. Easiest way to tidy up is leave everything where it is. Yeah. Well, as you can see, like, I can barely walk. I can barely walk through there. There is kind of, sort of, a path. Like, the kids and Mrs. EEVblog just came in this morning, and they're just, like, you can see the look on her face every time she comes into this. hellhole. It can do whatever there is code out there that it has seen. Yeah, it depends on what it's seen, whether or not it's seen VHDL or Verilog. That'd be interesting. AlphaZero found a way to do matrices multiplication in less steps, really. Interesting. Oh, yeah, Howard had OpenAI create code to decode a quadrature signal. Output, step, pulse, and direction. Okay, so it can. See, there's a video right there. Right, I can just get one of my old FPGA demo boards. I don't have any of the latest stuff, but I've got old ones there. And I can just go, write me Verilog or VHDL code to do this. And then, boom. You know, but the problem, like, then you've got to use the VHDL tools to, you know, map everything and, you know, and to do everything else. But yeah. If it's in GitHub, it has probably seen, oh, is that where it got it, all its code from? Is it just crawled GitHub? Yeah, a shelf. I was just going to do a shelf. I was going to do a shelf this weekend. There is a shelf, like above the other desk next to mine. It's just full of shit. And it's where I've got all my chargers for all my batteries, for all my different things and stuff. And I want to like put those up on a shelf and just simple things like that, you know? Hey, Mike's in the house. Ask it to create G-code to 3D print something. Yeah. Great idea. Yep. Please 3D, can you generate G-code to 3D print, you know, a cylinder with something hanging off, you know, like just actually describe the thing and see if it can do it. Yeah, I saw a video of something like that too. Yeah, it run a SQL database inside itself. Yeah, nuts. Yeah, I saw that one, I think. Probably we're thinking about the same one, I think. Code licensing will be a shit show. Yeah, just wait until the lawyers are rubbing their hands together. If their job's not already obsolete. Ironically, they rub their hands together and shit scared at the same time. No, I haven't found a pick and place. Haven't found a good pick and place machine yet. Yeah, you have to be an expert. That's why I recommend everyone actually acquire the skills now. Everyone should acquire the skills now. Ask it to create an open source version of itself, says Mike. Yeah, that's like this is an infinite thing. Like I could start up an entire AI channel and I could pump out a couple of videos, multiple videos a day. Easy. Right? Just like how popular would something like that be? I don't know. But all I know is that only a couple of percent, 3% I think, of my Twitter followers said they would like to see a separate channel of just like AI, of me doing AI stuff. So virtually no one wanted it. Whether or not that's real, whether or not if I actually did it, if I just did it. There's a difference between asking people whether you should do something or actually just doing it and then go, here it is, you know, and you might be surprised. Yeah, LMO, that one's not happening. The pick and place build in the bunker, it's just not there. It just doesn't have the capabilities. It's not worth building up. It'd make an interesting build video, but that's it. Like, and then like, you know, just a video, you know, having to play around with it. But the light placer, if I'm going to do an open source one, I'd rather go for the Opulo or whatever it is, the Lumen something. Yeah, I ask it to write a C++ compiler and x86 assembler. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't delved that much into my paid account. I don't know how, like, because you pay per chunk, right? I believe you pay per chunk. Like, I'm now being paid per I now get charged per request, right? And the request gives you a certain chunk. So you pay your 5 cents or whatever for a certain chunk. So if you, I don't know, can you tell it to write a C++ compiler in x86 assembler? Can you do that? And will it only do the first chunk? Or will it, you know, will it go, are you sure you want to spend this amount of money? And then you know, once again, you have to get into the technical details of how it does that. That is the one I'm talking about. That's the one I'm talking about, isn't it? Oh, no, it's a different one. No, I don't think so. The Lumen one looks the best. The Opulo or something? Opolo or something? Makes a hell of a hobby. RC Nitro. Yep, it does. It's a fun hobby. Hi, Sasha. In Deutschland. How are you enjoying your blowing up pipeline? Your Nord Stream pipeline. Okay, I've probably got... Yeah, I've got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Last minute questions. 5 minutes. That's all I've got. Otherwise, Mrs. EEVblog will be very mad. Ultra mad. Oh yeah, if I just want to contract some pick and place assembly, I can do that. There's a mob in my park. There's a business park here. There's a pick and place. There's an assembly house in my business park here. It's the one that iFixit used for all their Apple teardowns. Right? They would fly a team. iFixit would fly a team of people out to Australia, here, Northwest Sydney. They would go to Castle Hill Apple Store. They'd line up at like 5 a.m. or something at the Castle Hill Apple Store. They'd be first in line because, you know, Australia's first. Well, New Zealand might be first, I don't know. But anyway, Sydney is one of the first countries in the world to get the new latest farting eye gadget, right? So they line up at the Castle Hill store. They grab it. They buy like 2 of them or something. And then they drive out to Norwest here and they go to this assembly house here in Norwest, just a stone's throw from my lab here. And they use their X-ray machine. They use all their facilities, and they have like a room for them set out so that they've like hired a room. I'm sure they're paying them. They're hired a room or whatever so that they can produce the content then and there so that they can go live before anyone else in the world. So I believe like they buy 2 phones, one to do a teardown of and one to do like, I don't know, other stuff with. And yeah, and they do that here in Norwest. So there is a big assembly house here in Norwest, and they have offered me to. I actually do know them. I got their business card somewhere. They actually approached me at an event once. It's not aliens, whack man. But if it is aliens, they're going to be tall greys. Oh God, that's I can't answer that one now. Design a career, what would you teach as an electronics entrepreneur? Oh, that's nah. Sorry, don't have time to answer that one. TDS 210 worth restoring. Unless you've got sentimental attachment to them, they're just too slow and like they were game changing at the time. I can remember when I first got my first Tektronix TDS 210 at work. Oh my God. It was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But now it's like, oh God, no. No. Yeah, don't ask your followers what they want to see. People don't know what they want. If they did and they stop buying all the stuff they don't need, the world economy will collapse in a week. Yeah, I've got to stop doing polls. I've just got to do shit. Yep. UFO balloon comments. Is there another UFO balloon I'm not familiar with? Has there been another one? Isn't there like 4 now? Isn't it? 4 have been shot down or something? Oh, that is Stephen Hoare's kit. Okay, right. The Lumen Oopla. Right, yes. Yes, that one seems the most promising. I don't know about Samsung SSD files. Got no idea. I'm not Linus Tech Tips. I've still got old school spinning rust. I've still got spinning rust in my NAS, which is now down in the dungeon downstairs. It's not here anymore. It's actually cooler down in the dungeon. I installed my Ethernet connection down there. It's great. So I've got it running down there now. More teardowns and troubleshooting. Yeah. I've just got a glut of oscilloscopes at the moment. Sorry, can't answer that one, Pi, right now. Nah, I've got to go. No, they're using it to distract off-grid Aussie paper. There are no aliens. But it's a great distraction from anything else they don't want you looking at or mentioning in the news. It's a great thing, great distraction from the news mentioning other stuff and people mentioning other stuff, and stuff doesn't trend on Twitter, so they get the UFOs trending. It's so obvious. Anyway, all right, thanks everyone. I got to go. And, yeah, Mrs. EEVblog. Yep. Got to be home in 10 minutes. Bye.